Imagine if the secret to building real wealth wasn't about chasing every hot investment or working yourself to exhaustion. What if, instead, the real game changer was learning to sidestep the pitfalls that quietly sabotage your future? While most people are laser-focused on earning more, there's a centuries-old tradition deeply rooted in the Jewish community that flips the script. Protect what you have by avoiding common money traps. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people on earth, lives by one simple rule: don't lose money. He knows that the key isn't just about growing your fortune, but making sure it doesn't slip through your fingers. After decades of studying how ordinary Americans stumble financially, I've pinpointed 7 money traps that quietly drain bank accounts, sometimes without you even noticing. These aren't just theoretical mistakes. I've seen them derail the dreams of smart, hard-working families time and again. In fact, pay close attention to trap number 5. It looks innocent, but it can wreck your financial security in ways most experts never warn you about. Whether you're building a nest egg or dreaming of a legacy for your children, learning to avoid these 7 traps could completely reshape your financial future. No complicated strategies, no Wall Street jargon, just practical wisdom and a willingness to see things differently. So, let's dive in. Trap 1. Lifestyle inflation, the quiet thief. Let me ask you something. Have you ever gotten a raise or a bonus and suddenly found yourself eyeing a new car, a bigger house, or fancier vacations? It feels natural, even justified, to upgrade your lifestyle every time your paycheck goes up. But here's the twist nobody talks about. This is lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the most effective ways to stay broke, no matter how much you earn. It's deceptively simple. If you spend every extra dollar you make, your wealth never grows. It just spins in place. Take Warren Buffett, for example. Despite his billions, he still lives in the same modest house he bought back in 1958. Not because he has to, but because he gets it. Real wealth isn't about showing off. It's about what you keep and grow. There's an old Jewish saying that asks, "Who is rich? The one who is happy with what he has." That's not just a nice quote. It's a philosophy for building wealth that lasts for generations. Families that succeed over the long term don't race to upgrade their lives every time they make more money. Instead, they practice what I call stealth wealth, living comfortably, but never feeling the need to impress anyone with their spending. So, how do you beat lifestyle inflation? Set a lifestyle Salinga level of comfort that truly makes you happy and stick with it, no matter how much your income increases. If you're content living on $8,000 a month, don't start spending $12,000 just because you can. Pour the difference into investments, index funds, real estate, retirement accounts. It sounds simple, but this one habit has created more millionaires than the lottery ever will. Here's a wake-up call. Even among American households making over $100,000 a year, more than half are still living paycheck to paycheck. That's not an income problem, it's a spending problem. The magic is in the gap between what you earn and what you spend, and that gap is 100% within your control. Trap 2. The single income gamble. Why betting everything on one paycheck is risky. Picture this. Your entire financial life is balanced on a single monthly paycheck. It might feel secure for years until it's not. Maybe it's a layoff, a sudden health issue, or an industry shakeup, and just like that, your safety net vanishes. This isn't some rare disaster. It's a reality that's blindsided millions of responsible, diligent Americans. For generations, Jewish families have woven diversification into their very approach to money. Centuries ago, the Talmud laid out a simple rule. Divide your wealth into 3 parts sown for land, 1 for business, 1 as a reserve. Think of it as ancient wisdom that predicted, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket," long before it became a Wall Street slogan. Why? Because relying on a single source is like building a house on sand. One wave, and it all comes crashing down. I've watched professionals devote decades to a single company or career, believing their loyalty and effort guaranteed stability, until an unexpected pink slip wiped out not just their job, but their entire sense of financial security. Remember 2008? Even Wall Street titans with fortunes in company stock found themselves starting over. Their mistake wasn't a lack of assets, it was putting them all in one place. So, what's the smarter play? You don't need to quit your job and launch a dozen businesses overnight. Instead, think backup engines. Even small ones count: a rental property that brings in a few hundred a month, a side gig using your skills, or dividends from a conservative ETF. Each extra income stream acts as a shield, protecting you if your main paycheck ever dries up. Here's something counterintuitive. That second income isn't just about making you richer. It's about sleeping better at night, knowing a single bad day at the office won't sink your ship. Every new income source gives you a little more independence and a lot more peace of mind. In a world where nothing stays certain, building multiple streams is one of the smartest financial moves you can make. Trap 3. High-interest debt, the silent parasite eating your future. Let's get real for a minute. Have you ever paid the minimum on a credit card, only to check your balance and wonder why it barely budged? That's not an accident. High-interest debt is engineered to quietly siphon off your wealth, one painfully slow payment at a time. It doesn't just drain your wallet, it drains your potential. In traditional Jewish ethics, charging sky-high interest to someone struggling wasn't just frowned upon, it was considered downright immoral. They understood something modern Americans forget. Debt isn't just numbers on a statement. It's a set of invisible handcuffs that keeps you from moving forward. Now, here's the brutal math. If you owe $10,000 on a card at 24% interest, you're shelling out $2,400 a year just to stand still. Over 5 years, that's $12,000 down the drain, money that could have doubled in an S&P 500 index fund or built a serious emergency cushion. Instead, it vanishes into the black hole of interest payments. But here's the good news. Escaping this trap doesn't require shame or self-blame. It takes a clear-eyed plan. First, make it your top priority to kill off high-interest debt before anything else. Look into 0% balance transfer cards like Chase Slate Edge or Citi Diamond, preferred to stop the bleeding. Consider consolidating your debt with a credit union, where the rates can be a fraction of what big banks charge. And above all, stop adding to the balance while you're digging your way out. Every dollar you use to pay down high-interest debt is like earning a risk-free 24% return. There's no investment in the stock market that can promise you that. Think about it. This isn't just about getting rid of a bill. It's about taking back control of your financial story. Trap 4. Impulse spending, the emotional leak that drains your wallet. We've all been there. Maybe it's a late-night scroll through Amazon, or you're wandering the aisles at Target and suddenly you've tossed something into your cart just because it felt good in the moment. You get a quick hit of happiness, but when the package arrives or the receipt prints out, the thrill is gone and your bank account is just a little bit lighter. This isn't just a harmless habit, it's a sneaky financial trap. Those little impulse buys can quietly add up to thousands of dollars a year. And here's the thing, most of the time we don't even remember what we bought a month later. There's a powerful lesson from Jewish tradition called Shabbat, a weekly break from buying, selling, and spending. It's not just about faith. It's about pressing pause, building in a moment to reflect before acting on every urge. That pause is like a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger your self-control becomes. Let's put the numbers into perspective. If you're dropping an extra $100 a week on unplanned purchases, that's more than $5,000 a year just slipping away, money that could fund a family vacation, pay down debt, or build your investment portfolio. So what's the fix? It isn't about extreme frugality or shaming yourself for every latte. Try this. Before making any non-essential purchase over $50, give yourself a 24-hour cooling-off period. Put the item in your cart, walk away, and come back tomorrow. Chances are half of those must-haves will become never-minds. For bigger spends, say, over $300, make it a week-long rule. You'll be amazed at how much money you keep just by pressing pause. The most financially successful people aren't the ones who never spend. They're the ones who spend on purpose. They make their money work for what truly matters to them, not what feels good in a fleeting moment. Intentional spending, not mindless swiping, is what separates lasting wealth from chronic money stress. Trap 5. Going it alone. Why weak community ties can wreck your finances. Let me ask you something real. Have you ever felt like you're carrying the entire weight of your financial world, all by yourself? Every decision, every emergency, every tough call, it's all on your shoulders. That kind of isolation isn't just exhausting. It's dangerous to your financial health. Here's what most people never talk about. Wealth isn't just about numbers in an account. It's about relationships, networks, and support systems. In Jewish culture, there's a centuries-old principle called Kehillah community. This isn't just a warm and fuzzy idea. It's a practical, proven advantage. Families help each other start businesses. Friends connect friends to opportunities. Kids grow up watching adults exchange advice and support. These community ties create a safety net that money alone can't provide. I've seen so many hardworking, successful folks who've done everything right, still feel anxious about their future simply because they don't have a financial tribe. They miss out on good advice, make costly mistakes, or carry unnecessary stress because they have no one to turn to for perspective or help during life's crossroads. So what's the solution? You don't have to join a country club or fake your way through awkward networking events. Start simple. Find a group, maybe it's an investment club, a mastermind, or just a circle of friends who talk openly about money. Connect with someone who's a little further along on the financial path than you are. Learn from their wins and their mistakes. The old saying is true. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Building wealth doesn't have to be a lonely journey. The strongest financial strategies are sharpened through conversation, shared wisdom, and community support. Sometimes the best investment you can make isn't in the stock market, it's in the people around you. Trap 6. Dodging financial education. The knowledge gap that holds you back. Let's be honest, learning about money as an adult can feel awkward, even intimidating. Maybe you think you should already know this stuff. Maybe you're scared to look too closely at your own finances. Or maybe deep down, you worry it's just too late to start. But that's the trap. Avoiding financial education is like choosing to drive with your eyes half closed. Sooner or later, you'll hit something. In Jewish culture, learning isn't just for kids or students. It's a lifelong journey. There's a famous saying, "Much have I learned from my teachers, more from my friends, but most from my students." The moment you stop learning, you start falling behind, not just in life, but in your wealth. Here's what I've seen over and over. The reason most people never invest, never build passive income, or never plan for retirement isn't because they don't have enough money. It's because they're stuck in the dark, afraid to ask questions, unsure where to start. The financial world loves to make things sound complicated, but most of what you need to know is simple and accessible if you're willing to take the first step. So where do you begin? Pick just one money topic you've avoided. Maybe it's how to roll over a 401k, understanding Roth conversions, or even just reading a monthly statement without zoning out. Read a book like The Psychology of Money, watch a video series focused on your question, or talk to a fee-only advisor who teaches, not just sells. Every new thing you learn is one less thing to worry about. Every bit of clarity makes it that much harder for someone else to take advantage of you. The savviest people I know aren't the ones with all the answers. They're the ones who never stop asking questions, even in their 70s. That's the real freedom education brings. No matter your age, it's never too late to take control. Trap 7. Skipping legacy planning when good intentions go sideways. Let's talk about something most people avoid. Not because it's hard, but because it's uncomfortable. What happens to your money, your home, and everything you've built when you're gone? If you don't have a plan, the government and sometimes even family conflict will decide for you. And sadly, all your best intentions can unravel faster than you think. In Jewish tradition, legacy isn't just about writing a will, it's about passing on your values, your wisdom, and your sense of justice. There's even a special word for it, tzedakah. It means that your money should continue to make the world better even after you're gone, and that your family knows not just what you owned, but what mattered most to you. The statistics are sobering. More than 60% of Americans don't have a will. Even among those who do, most never update it as life changes. That leads to frozen assets, family arguments, and worst of all, the loss of everything you hope to pass on. I've seen siblings never speak again after fighting over a parent's estate. Not because anyone wanted conflict, but because there was no clear plan. Here's how you protect your legacy. Start with the basics. Write a simple will. Choose someone you trust to handle your affairs. Make a list of your important accounts, passwords, and contacts, and keep it where your loved ones can find it. But don't stop there. Share your wishes, your hopes, and the lessons about money you want your family to remember. Companies like Trust and Will or LegalZoom make the paperwork easier than ever. But the real magic is in the conversation. At the end of the day, your wealth isn't just yours, it's a chapter in your family's story. The greatest gift you can leave behind isn't just money. It's clarity, peace, and a sense of purpose for the people you care about most. So, which of these 7 traps will you tackle first? Drop your answer in the comments and let's learn from each other. If you found value here, share this video because real financial wisdom is meant to be passed on. Your journey to lasting wealth starts with just one smart step today.